The sky was burning. The clouds red with twisted fire. Lightning moving across them. And they descended upon everything. Like a furious battle between God and Satan, good and evil. Like a fire vortex.
What is up,
What?
everyone? We got another great night of Rocket League action here for you folks. This is the only Mazhar. Yes, I'm back in the commentary booth. And we got a special stream set up. If you guys are not aware already, we have two matches happening at the very same time. So we have El Matador, Big Dogs FC, EM Big Dogs FC, versus Black and Gold Old Timers of Los Angeles FC. Now, to cover all of the action of this match, as well as the second match of the Rebellion versus Timber's Army, with me is the one and the only David, aka Palace. Palace, how you doing?
Hey, my fault. Yo, I played my hand a little too early. Uh, I'm very excited. Frankly, I don't know what to expect at all from any of these games. So, I'll be honest. I'm just excited to see how EM Big Dogs do. Because, as you guys know, as some of you may know, uh, I don't know what you know or don't know, but I am somewhat friendly with that team. So, despite us being rivals, despite us, engaging in a little bit of trash talk and a little bit of brouhaha here and there, I am excited to see how they do. This is going to be an interesting one, especially I think TA versus the Rebellion. We're going to have to see how this one plays out, but I don't know. I think we might be in for two bangers tonight.
Big time, dude. Big time. Now, in order to make sure that you guys won't be missing any of the action, as I mentioned in the chat at the very beginning, if you want to follow the second match live and in full, Rydog of the Timbers Army has stepped up and is going to be streaming his player perspective on his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/itsRydogTV. So feel free to put that up and follow along with that as we stream EM Big Dogs versus BNG Old Timers. And speaking of EM Big Dogs, David, we're already seeing a bit of trash talk come into the chat with Playboy Farm
Yeah,
coming in, having a go
yeah,
at
that sounds
BNG
about
Old
right.
Timers already, dude.
That sounds about right. I don't know if you guys were here. How many of you guys in chat were here the other night when a team from the city of Austin, Texas, played against the city? Wait, sorry, a team from the city of Pittsburgh. That match very much started off in the same way, where it was lots of trash talk before the game, lots of trash talk even in the lobby as well. Uh, you know, a lot of excitement. So I feel like that one has the potential to go the same way. And I am happy to report, ladies and gentlemen, that my Rocket League is working.
So that means he has gone on
Yeah,
silent for a
I'm good,
second.
Mike.
And you're
You
back.
guys like Twitch? Do I sound better? Do I sound clean? Do I sound sexy? Only if you're above 21. Um, Only if you're above 21 can you answer that question.
Well, you do sound as smooth as a baby's bottom, that's for sure.
That's crazy. I appreciate it. Hey, I like it. He hyping me up.
Heck yeah, absolutely.
Um, just so you guys know, I know that Mass has already mentioned this, but Rydog is streaming his perspective. So if you would like to go ask him for drops, because I'm not sure if you guys know this, Rydog, has a little bit of sway. He will be having drops on his channel. So
No, we
if you
don't.
want to
No, we
go,
don't. Alright,
if you
alright.
guys
No, no,
want to
no,
go
no.
spam him and ask him for drops, I'm sure he would love that from all of you guys.
Don't spam him too hard, though. Don't spam.
Spam him,
Don't be rude.
spam him hard. He deserves it. He's an accountant. He deserves it. I'm on my anti-accountant crusade.
Dude.
That's why I was trash talking debit so much.
Oh my goodness. Dude, David, Arglis in chat saying, hashtag bring back Luis. Are you going to take that, David?
Yes, I am, because where have you been, Arglass? Where have you been? You haven't been contributing. Up to the team. Get your points up, and then come talk to me.
Guys, if I'm still silent, it's because I'm managing a couple of different things here and there. But just so you guys know, we are going to be diving into this real soon in about 5 or so minutes. And you know what? Let's just take a quick look at both sides and see how they compare with each other. One thing's for sure, both of them started off a little slow. Actually, no, Ian Big Dog started off pretty well. And then week 2, they got their, asses handed to them by your team, Los Verdes, David. So, you played against them. What was your experience like against this team? What'd you find them? How'd you find them to be?
I found them very fun, not because of like the results or anything. This is a team that frankly you don't know what to expect. You could have a game that, it's kind of like Los Verdes last season. You could have a game that ends 8-1, or you could have a game that ends 8-1 the other way. You really don't know what you're gonna get. It really depends on who they put out. If Ponzi starts, then I think that's going to be a little bit of an issue for the other team. They have some good players. They really do. And it's very clear that they have good chemistry with each other. But so does Black and Gold Old Timers. This is going to be a very, very interesting watch because I feel like the unpredictability factor is a lot higher in this one than in our other match tonight. Really, anything could happen.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things I really need to highlight here is BNG's Old Timers' ability to just quickly get their attacks going. They don't like to play it slow. They don't like to be too methodical. They're all guns blazing, like, let's get up there as fast as possible. Let's get a shot in as soon as possible. And that reflects in their shots per game right here. These guys love to go on the attack and love to score goals. And defensively, they're able to hold their own quite well, too. And I think a big part of that is Christian the plumber, as well as Saikugo. That experience from Saikugo plays a big part, doesn't it?
Absolutely. These guys both have offensive weapons and they both have defensive mainstays. I'm really, really interested to see, what the dynamic of the series ends up being. It really depends on, I think, who is going to start and how these teams start off. Not just who is playing, but, who sets the tone, who sets the pace. That's really going to be the difference maker, I think, in this one.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that? What will be the difference maker?
How they start. Who sets the pace,
yep.
And who then goes on to dictate that pace.
Absolutely. And, just looking at the EM Big Dog stats after taking a look at the Black and Gold Old Timer stats, you can see that for EM Big Dogs to get going, they need Ponzi to step up big time, because that dude is the centerpiece of their team. And if they have the strongest lineup out there with Overtime State and Skyline accompanying them, these guys should be good to go for sure. If they don't, then it's going to be a bit of a different story. Especially since BNG Old Timers have been very consistent with their lineups. EM Big Dogs need to step it up and make sure that they have their best team ready to go for sure.
Absolutely. They're going to have their hands full with this one, so we'll see how they handle the pressure. You guys heard that voice crack. No, you didn't.
Hey, it's a little thing. It's not that bad. Now, I need to interject here real quick, folks. We have, for the Rebellion versus Timbers Army, a second player perspective stream set up. Bit of a last second announcement, but I feel like it's very important to mention this. If you want to catch the Rebellion perspective, feel free to head on to twitch.tv/itpolar to catch the Rebellion perspective in the Rebellion versus Timbers Army match.
What you guys should do is you guys should go on over to twitch.tv/itpolar to catch this perspective. And what you should do is you should go on over to twitch.tv/RydogTV. I don't even know if that's his channel name. But what you should do is you should have both streams up at the same time. And you should go into their chat and start calling out people's boost numbers. It won't do anything. They're on like a 5-second delay. It won't do anything, but you'll have fun doing it and you'll boost their engagement. So, if you want to help these people engagement farm, then go on over and support the streams.
There it is. Couldn't have said it any better myself.
And remember, only ask Rydog for drops. Do not ask Polar for drops. He doesn't have shit.
You sure you want to leave IT Polar astray like that? Nah. Gotta help him out too.
Oh no. Leave him compliments. Leave him, numbers. Leave him everything. But don't ask him for drops, because you might get banned. Rydog won't ban you, but Polar might. So be careful. So, I got one more thing to ask you guys. Everybody in chat, we have 2 games, obviously. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be showcasing one of those games, and during the intermissions, during those little 50-second breaks in between games, we're going to be flipping over to the other one, and just kind of giving our input on what's going on over there. So, what I'm going to need from you guys right now, we have 2 banging-ass matchups tonight. Rebellion versus Timbers Army, who, might I add, is insane, by the way. Timbers Army has really leveled up. If you guys don't know much about this team, my God, it really is a completely different team than in the past. They've been solid. Don't get me wrong. They've been very solid, but this team is just a whole nother level. I mean, well played to Rydog and the boys for getting these insane people in there and, just really, not only boosting their chances of winning the league, but just boosting the profile of Timbers Army Rocket League. So what I want you guys to do in chat is I want you to give your score predictions for both of these matches right here. Rebellion versus Timbers Army and EM Big Dogs versus Black and Gold Old Timers. I want you to put your predictions in and then put your score predictions in chat. We are supporters of gambling on the shit. No, we're not. We're not supporters of gambling, but we are supporters of gambling Twitch channel points. So everybody go put your stuff in. Predict your winners, back your claims, and let's get right into it.
I couldn't have said it any better myself, Palace. Way to hype up this matchup. We are almost ready to go, folks. Both sets of players are in. Palace,
I'm not in. No.
Well, you know what? We will be getting you in soon, Palace. So just give it
it's all good. I just realized I wasn't even in. Oh, you know what? Because I have the wrong name.
That's on me as well. Don't worry about it. There you go. You should be good to go now.
Thank you. I've joined a lobby. I don't know if it's the right lobby, but I've
Oh,
joined
don't
a
do
lobby.
this. Palace, don't do this.
Oh, you know what? I joined the Rebellion. I will say, there has been a goal. There has already been a goal.
Okay, well, this started? Alright, let's check that out real quick. No, we got our own match, Palace. Get back in. I'm gonna freaking kick off, dude. What are you doing?
Let's go. Oh, you know what? It turns out I had the creds, and then I thought this was a Premier League game. So riveting stuff. Absolutely riveting stuff from your boy, Palace 512. Everybody give it up in chat for Maz. Everybody give it up for
David, you gotta get it. Hey, we got it. Alright, let's go, let's go.
Now we're in. Oh my God, I almost hit leave match instead of spectate. Y'all.
Hey.
A long day. It's been a long day. So now it's time to unwind with some Rocket League. Let's have some fun.
We're almost ready. And here we go, folks. Finally, we kick off EM Big Dogs versus BNG Old Timers in the SGL Championship.
Who's that playing with the... Oh, that's... I almost said Estonia flag. That's Chile. Okay, you know what? It has been a long day. So, I don't know. We might be in... Speaking of long days, what I was thinking of is if... I mean, number one, if Conti keeps doing stuff like that, then EM Big Dogs might be in for a long day of their own. Because it looks a little bit disheveled to start off from EM Big Dogs, everybody kind of getting in each other's way. I mean, Ponzi with the backflip right there, not exactly the best start from them, but they haven't conceded. So, and I cursed it. All right.
Well, Palos, you know what? It's not your fault totally, because this EM Big Dogs team has let go of the midfield to BNG Old Timers, and when you control the midfield in Rocket League, you have a very high chance of scoring a goal, and Christian the Plumber was right there, deservedly getting the first goal for BNG Old Timers.
Exactly. You always have the highest chance of scoring when you control the midfielder, unless your name is PGH Debit, because then you get scored on from the other penalty box by none other than somebody who might be in this very commentary box. You never know. But as long as you're not, getting reckless with it, I mean, yeah, it's like you said. Speaking of reckless,
oh no.
That, I'll be honest, I can't call that reckless, because that was a great demo from Christian the Plumber on Ponzi. Really forced Overtime Saints' hand. He had to go on no boost, and so brilliant play from them, and way to capitalize on that.
And I like that compact setup if you're going to be winning your 50, but that demo just threw them off their game plan. And now they have a tough assignment in this game one. Already 2-0 down, looking very likely to concede a third given how this match has gone so far. Ponzi's trying with his Batmobile, but he cannot do enough as Christian the Plumber gets right in with an early hat trick.
Pico David on the line pretty much threw up the white flag. He tried to stick the flag that he's got on his bumper in the way, but unfortunately for him, nothing is going to stop that powerful shot. 3-0, 1.5 minutes in. This might get rough if they don't turn things around now, but Ponzi brings them into the offensive half for the first time. Overtime Saint puts it up to the corner, but he's beaten by Squizzball. And speaking of, I would like to say Pico David, aka Playboy Farty, has stated in the Twitch chat that he feels uncomfortable playing in a lobby with somebody named Squizzball. Well, he looks uncomfortable playing in the lobby, period. So, you might want to just calm your nerves a little bit. I believe. But right now, something's got to change.
And you know what? I think they might have to concede this game one given how it's gone so far. I mean, Christian the Plumber has stepped up and really taken control of this whole match. We've been talking about it throughout this season. David, in your opinion, do you think he's a contender for MVP in the championship?
I'll be honest, who are we talking about? Sorry, I missed the name.
The guy in the pink
Christian the Plumber, absolutely. Absolutely he is. He's always been a threat. So, yeah, I could 100% see that.
I mean, look at him. It's just so comfortable. He's just dictating the pace of the game right now. I'm not saying he's doing it on his own because Saikugo's stepping up and Squizzball's playing a big part as well in this team. Props to Squizzball, by the way. This is his first season in SGL. He looks like he's, been playing for a while, just making really good decisions in sync with his teammates as well. And of course, Saikugo, the foundation for this BNG Old Timers team, a part of the OG Black Army side from past seasons. You might remember that, David, from back in the day.
Yeah.
And he's really showing it as well. Just really having a fun time out there. These guys look like they're having fun at the moment, unlike EM Big Dogs, who are just struggling.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, as you were hyping him, oh my god, that's El Salvador. I was wondering, I knew that was a blue flag. And to be fair, it did start with an ES. The country I said did start with an ES. I would like to report that I do know my flags, and Maz can back me up on that. But, no, as I was saying, Squiz is looking like a seasoned vet in here. Christian and Saikugo, have done a great job of, really making them feel comfortable, and just really, building that sense of camaraderie within that team that they so clearly have, because it's showing right now. They're just having a blast.
And it's so easy for them, even right now. Anytime BNG Old Timers step up, they look like they're going to be able to score a goal. What a big save, though. Another big save. That is huge for EM Big Dogs. They need to keep him out because this pressure is not over yet. Another center into the middle, and finally Boatsy clears it out.
That could have been very dangerous for Black and Gold Old Timers. Still might be as Pico David comes in. But the shot goes just wide. Saikugo out to Squiz, and it gets past Ponzi, and that might be game. Christian the Plumber
really putting the exclamation point on this one as he has done all game long.
I mean, Christian the Plumber is stealing the headlines, but don't get me wrong. This team, this BG Old Timers team, is a proper team. And if you guys watched Emerald City RC ramp it up last night against EC Eternal, BG Old Timers are looking quite similar in that regard. Just really controlling things, great passing, great teamwork, and now Saikugo gets involved with an assist from Christian the Plumber. David, quick question. How many assists are there from the other players?
Besides Christian the Plumber, there are 3. 3 out of his 4 goals have been assisted.
So 4 out of 5 assists. That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is proper team play right now
total.
from this side.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I can't count. He said Polar is locked in. I would like to turn you guys' attention to the chat because it is being reported that we have a high scoring affair in the other series as we take a look inside there. Because I really don't feel like there's much to say that we haven't already said about this game already. So let's tune in to the Rebellion versus Timbers Army. Oh,
massive game 1
my
win for the
God.
Rebellion. Oh my goodness.
Yo,
No one would have seen that coming. Incredible.
that is huge. You guys in chat, y'all heard how I was hyping up Timbers Army. I mean, again, what? That is unreal. You know what that's giving me flashbacks to? It gives me flashbacks to game 1 of LV versus Steel Army. Nobody thought we had a chance. And then we go out and win the first game by the exact same scoreline. This is giving me deja vu. What an insane result. I really hope the Rebellion can continue this. Because, wow, what a series we're in for it if they can.
What a start right there. And Polar continues it for the Rebellion. Incredible. This is insane. I mean, the Rebellion are stepping up. We all thought they were going to be one of the worst teams given how good SGL Premier has been. And that's not a slight on the Rebellion. They're a good side in the grand scheme of things, but look at them. Dang. What a shocker.
Taking advantage of the chaos in goal to give themselves a 1-0 lead, making Timbers Army, get in each other's way, fighting against themselves just to clear that ball, and Polar just dunks on him on your head. Speaking of Pipe Shot Gogan coming in, I'll be honest. Oh, this is right. I almost said I don't know who this is on the ball. We're looking at his name on the screen, y'all. Y'all, what am I doing?
Well, what we are doing is
here
we're
we
going to
go.
be diving into game 2 in EM Big Dogs versus BG Old Timers. And we have to see a big response from EM Big Dogs. They made a substitution. In comes Blitzcav
Here
for
comes something.
Playboy Fardy, aka Pico David. And for Squizzball, we have Pablo coming in. So we're subs from both sides, a decent bit of rotation. Let's see if they can step up.
EM starting positively in this one. They get the ball into a dangerous position, get a little bit of pressure going. Now Ponzi is able to beat Saikugo. Not quite. Ball wasn't quite fast enough, but EM definitely looking a lot more cohesive in this one. I say that as a whip comes out from Ponzi, but overtime Saint just barely dispossesses Saikugo in time to prevent that from going straight in. But they're not done yet. Christian the Plumber coming into Saikugo, and the beating heart of this black and gold Old Timers team puts them in the lead.
It's just incredibly uncomfortable for Blitzcav in that whole spell. Rooted in the goal line with 0 boost. He had so many moments where he could have just gone the small pads and, at least had like 30 to 40 boosts to go up in the air with. But he looked really unsettled right there. And BG Old Timers take advantage of this situation.
Now Ponzi, he wanted that boost spawn, but it didn't come out for him. Now he was forced to give the ball away because he had spent a little bit too much time. Blitzcav, fortunate that the shot was straight to him on the ground because he was stranded right there on low boost.
He still looks
Psycho.
stranded. I'm surprised he has not gone any of the small pads at this moment. Posey bailing out EM Big Dogs with a clutch intervention. But all of the players it beat EM Big Dogs are low on boost. Posey just got the 100. His teammates are still low on boost. And EM Big Dogs are really struggling against the BG side. That is looking relentless.
If it weren't for the whiff from Pablo, that would have been 2-0. The ball was flying into an open net, nobody there. Lucky for them, Ponzi was able to get back and, block that second shot, but he won't be able to block this one as Christian the Plumber sneaks it in on a tight angle.
Yeah, I think EM Big Dogs, they just have a really bad matchup right now. I mean, Blitzcav stepped in. He needs to get going real quick, but he's struggling. Ponzi trying his best to cover all angles, but even he couldn't stop Christian's sick shot right there. 2-0 to BG Old Timers, and it's the same old story as Game 1 right now.
Absolutely, but they have done a little bit better to, make this a little bit more competitive, Now here comes something positive for EM Big Dogs. Blocked by Saikugo, but, it was something from Ponzi. That's pressure. It's a step in the right direction, but they need more of that. Ponzi playing a little bit of mind games with Pablo. Works out temporarily as Overtime Saint comes in to 50 the ball away, but doesn't quite get it all the way out.
The
Now,
ball's
Overtime
just
Saint
loose
over
in
to
the
Ponzi.
midfield. And David, they couldn't capitalize on it. Like, it's in those moments when the ball's loose that BG Old Timers are always first to it and taking the initiative.
Absolutely. They are just having free reign. They haven't been disturbed once. I haven't really seen, I would say they've been the disturbers. They have been the ones to, whenever EM Big Dogs get something positive, they're always the ones throwing challenges and getting demos. I haven't seen any of that from EM Big Dogs. No bumps. None of that classic EM shithousery that we know that they're capable of. But here comes Ponzi, but unfortunately didn't have the boost to reach that ball, had to go for the corner and abandon the attack.
Just like that, BG Old Timers advance up the field. This, but a couple of nice challenges from Saint allows them some reprieve. Saint intervening yet again. We haven't mentioned his name too much, but the name we are mentioning right now is Christian the Plumber. Another goal for him. That makes it what? 6 goals in total?
Something like that. He has been absolutely on it tonight. I mean, man. He's on it like the Chicago White Sox were. Speaking of baseball, what's up, Total Toad Texas? I heard that you were at Texas Rangers opening day. I heard it from you. I bet that was fun up until it wasn't, huh? I hope you had a good time because I'm very jealous. And speaking of people who are having a good time, Ponzi finally gets on the board, and the EM Big Dogs has a little bit of life with 83 seconds left to go.
Big goal right there. They needed that. That is their first goal in this whole match, unfortunately. But better late than never. And right now, EM Big Dogs have come back. 2-goal deficit. They still have a lot of time. But they need to stop conceding. And they got some help along the way. Maybe that's what they need, David. They need a bit of luck on their side, don't they?
You always need a little bit of luck when you're playing against a Black Army team. Or at least for the last 2 seasons you have. I'm sorry, that sounds disrespectful. Oh my god, speaking of luck. Luck was not on Ponzi's side as the ball just comes off the inside of the post. Christian the Plumber wants to put another exclamation mark. Doesn't quite get it, but Saikugo in the middle. Fakes one, but nobody there for the second. But honestly, I don't really think Black and Gold Old Timers will care that much because all they got to do is just take time off the clock at this point.
They are, and this is effective time waste right now. Saikugo just being an absolute menace in the opposite end of the field. Christian trying his best to win the 50. He can't, but that ball goes right to him. Just gifted right to him. Blitzcav whiffs. Saint tries to center it. Can he get a second touch? He does wait, but he has no way to react to that with little to no boost. Posey has to come up, and the clock goes down to the final 10 seconds. It's now or never, as Blitzcav is getting bullied. And BG Old Timers have sealed the deal. Game 2 goes to them.
A much better showing from EM Big Dogs in this one, but still, ultimately, not a lot of resistance. Black and Gold Old Timers look to be taking this one quite comfortably. You know, obviously I'm excited to see how Game 3 plays out, but man, as the ball will finally drop, and it is confirmed, 2-0 to the Black and Gold Old Timers.
I mean, the scoreboard
Let's tune
says it
in.
all, doesn't it? It's total dumb. Pablo didn't even need to step up, by the way. Pablo was just chilling. It was Christian the Plumber aside Kugel running the show. Saint looking overwhelmed. Ponzi trying it all, but just really unfortunate for Big Dogs that they're facing a BIG Old Timer side that is in form right now.
Speaking of teams that are in form, let's check on the Rebellion, because word on the street, aka word in the chat, because I don't work the corner anymore. I did in a past life, but that's neither here nor there. Word on the street and on the corner that I may or may not have used to work is that the Rebellion are up 2-0 on... I'm sorry, what's that team's name? Timbers Army.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, y'all. Guys, it's been such a long day. Please fucking bear with me.
Well, look at that scoreboard, folks. Nelly getting 3, Polar getting 5 goals. No subs from either side, I think. Yeah, they're going in with the same trio. Here we go, folks. We're going to kick off Game 3 very soon in the Rebellion versus Timbers Army, as well as our end, too, of course. We're just waiting for all the players to get in.
Guys, what is going on? I think if you had told me before this game that Rebellion were going to be up 2-0, like, I love this team. I love the Rebellion. I love all those guys. I would have said you were crazy. Because this is something that I never would have seen coming. Obviously, the skill gap is not, you know, that big, but just based on form, based on everything that's been going on, you know, it's just been a crazy season so far. Rebellion not quite having the start that they would have liked to. As hold on a minute, Christian the Plumber says, hey, get your attention back on me like a spoiled second grader. Give me a second, Christian. Golly. But man, the Rebellion have to put up something special like they have in these first 2 games, because winning 2 games is one thing. Closing out a series is another, especially against a team like the Timbers Army.
Just bringing your attention back into EM Big Dogs versus BIG Old Timers. Posey with a good opportunity right there. And, you know, BIG Old Timers have not made a sub, but EM Big Dogs did. Pico David is back in for Blitzcap, and I think that's probably the best move for them to get a result, because Pico David was a bit more impactful. Speaking of impact, what a shot from Saint, and a big save from Christian the Plumber. And now they're going into the opposite end just like that. But they're not even able to capitalize. Now Posey's trying to do what he can with that Batmobile. Loses the ball. Saint centers it into the middle. No one is there to challenge Christian the Plumber, and he has all the freedom to bring it out. Is he going to do it on his own? He tried to get the floor pitch to no avail, but the ball is loose yet again. Christian the Plumber whiffs. Pico David whiffs as well. Posey's rooted into the net with boost, able to clear this out. Open net, but no, that shot is not on target. And David, this Game 3 has had a much better start for EM Big Dogs, with Posey coming in and getting the lead.
The first lead of the series for EM Big Dogs comes off the back of Posey not giving a single shit, calling Saikugo's bluff, and what a shot, what an angle for the first lead. Again, I repeat, the first lead of the series for EM Big Dogs, and what has been a back and forth affair. This is what I expected from this series.
Absolutely, and that is huge. Posey has finally got it comfortable with his Batmobile, and he took advantage of that car, as is Saint with B&G Old Timers on the back foot. But Christian the Plumber is coming up.
Demo.
Big ball, solo goal by Christian the Plumber. Although I would like to give credit to Pablo for the bump and demo in the goal.
Christian had to style on him. The Doomsy straight, I'll be real, into the crossbar. But honestly, how they go in, however they go in regardless. 1-1. This is the first time that we've been tied at a score that's not 0-0.
Oh, absolutely. And this game is looking way better than ever. Big save against Posey's shot. This B&G Old Timers team needs to defend, and that they are for sure.
One demo. I really thought Overtime Saint was getting destroyed right there, respectfully. I really thought it was going to be one demo, two demo, red demo, blue demo. But unfortunately, I am not Dr. Seuss. But Christian is almost a doctor of trigonometry with that angle he almost just had. Christian, speaking of upper 90, speaking of angles, yes, that was right in front of him, but that's still upper 90. I'll gladly take that 75-mile-an-hour clanger. And black and gold old-timers are back in the spot where they feel they deserve to be.
And perfect timing as well, just as the second half has started. BNG old-timers are wrapping it up. And EM Big Dogs are on the back foot. In that previous goal, David, I don't know if you noticed, but Saint was in an absolute mess inside his goal with zero boost. Ponzi as well with zero boost. Anytime this team gets boost starved, they just aren't able to recover. And that's when BNG old-timers start to take advantage of them.
Right there, Overtime Saint getting himself into another mess, but that time he had boost. He just whipped the ball. Pico David not sure what to do. Oh, he backs up. He could have potentially applied some pressure right there, but he goes back to his safe space on the EM goal line.
Oh, big moving shot from Ponzi! Ponzi gets the equalizer, and he has really stepped up for his team, David.
That's exactly what I said, where you can have control of the ball, whatever. You can be whatever position. You just have to be ready for a clear, like Devitt was not on Monday night or whatever night we played. And that is a prime example why. Because you cannot leave Ponzi alone with that much time on the ball.
Oh my
It's
goodness,
crazy.
we were asking for Ponzi to step up big time as well, and he is, despite the circumstances. Oh my goodness, Saikugo unlucky. Christian cannot force it into the back of the net. Big challenge from Pico David to get it out to the other half. Some reprieve, but this BNG old-timer side is still fighting. They're still trying to come back. Still trying to look for that game winner. Another shot. And Overtime Saint finally gets it out. Big bump
what a
from Ponzi. And it's just never ending, is it, David? What will it take for this EM Big Dogs to keep this BNG old-timers team out?
A goal potentially. On the other side, or maybe a clear. I'll be honest, I would like to see. I don't. Am I a sicko for wanting to see overtime? Like, does that make me a certified SGL sicko?
Chat, what do y'all think?
I mean, they would say I'm a sicko anyways, but just for different reasons. That net's open. Pico David almost beats Pablo.
No.
Oh my God, you guys have no idea how bad I wanted that. But now Christian the Plumber is on the attack. Only one to beat. What a save from Pico David.
Pico David with a huge save, but Saikugo gets right in there. Final 15 seconds, and Saikugo with what could be the game winner.
EM Big Dogs help your teammate out. Pico David had the save of his life, and the ball just floated there. Yo, it was so close. Overtime Saint, hold up a minute, nobody's in the net. It's 3-3. What's going on?
This is SGL, David. This is SGL. With that said, that is insane. It almost feels like BNG old-timers wanted to give them that goal. I don't know what happened, but there's some massive miscommunication going on there, that's for sure.
That had to be planned. That had to be planned. Wait a minute, Ponzi. Who's there first in the ball? It's Saikugo. Never mind. I'll wait. Ball's hanging. Not like that.
Folks, we are in overtime. We didn't expect this. None of us did. But EM Big Dogs have stepped up, and we are in OT, but not for long. Saikugo says, let's go home. Let's end this match. 4-3 to BNG old-timers in this game 3. 3-0 in this matchup. And thus it ends, David.
I wanted a longer overtime. I wanted a longer overtime. You weren't supposed to concede off the kickoff. I mean, what a game from what a game from Black and Gold Old Timers. Again, Saikugo, the beating heart of this team. It's only fitting that he would score the winner. But my God, can we talk about Christian the Plumber?
Holy.
837 points, 4 saves, 2 goals, 2 assists, 8 contributions on both sides of the ball. And just, my God, he's hands down series MVP.
This is
Without
just
a doubt.
I'm just trying to catch my breath right now because I thought Posey and Saint and Pico David were finally going to do it. They're going to get a big win here. It's just a shame that they had to get swept in this matchup because they really deserved a game win. I mean, I don't know what BNG Timers are thinking, giving them that equalizer. I think they probably had that
I know
pre-planned
what they were
somehow.
thinking.
Nothing in the in-game chat, by the way. I'm serious. Nothing in the in-game chat. So this was not being, like, coordinated in that sense. So I
No,
would
because
have
I would have
assumed
seen
that
it.
this is
I
a
would have called
fix.
it out. But now you know what I think. Sorry, why do I keep saying EM? You know what I think Black and Gold Old Timers were thinking? I'll tell you what I'm thinking in a second, but I think they were aura farming. I think they were like, honestly, we don't care if you take this to overtime. We know we're gonna win. That's just confidence right there. We let you have one. It's like saying, "Nah, let him shoot." That's basically what they did. So GG's to both teams. I was wondering, could we potentially get a check-in on the Rebellion versus Timbers Army, if that game is still going on?
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's not going on, actually, David. It's over. And we will see what the result is right there very shortly as we get into the schedule to see the final results. And there you have it, folks. The Rebellion have swept Timbers Army in what is a huge result and absolutely throws this whole SGL Premier League wide open.
You know, we really thought after the first 2 weeks that we had a straight like hierarchy of like, oh, this is the best team. These are the best teams in the SGL Premier League. This is the best team. Like these are the middle of the pack teams, and then these are going to be, you know, the teams fighting for relegation. Potentially, I don't want to say bottom feeders because that's disrespectful in a team like in a league full of teams that would respectfully kick my team's ass. There really are no bottom feeders, and that was proven right tonight. There are no such thing as bottom feeders because the Rebellion, with the hands down the biggest upset of the season. I mean, what a performance from these guys. Polar popping off like Circle K. You know, this is unreal. What a result for the Rebellion.
Absolutely. And, you know, this is what SGL is all about, in all honesty, folks. I mean, we had an insane week 3 here so far. Starting off with that 5-game thriller between Los Verdes and Steel Army, following up with another 5-game thriller between El Matador and Cauldron. Then EC Defied showing that they are a serious team in the championship, as well as ECRC stepping up big time and showing everyone what they're all about, truly. And then two matches, absolutely insane moments. I mean, we thought BNG Old Timers was going to walk away with it, but that EM Big Dog stepped up in that game 3, really put up a big fight. And then Rebellion coming out with one of the most surprising results of the season so far. And oh man, this is what SGL is all about. That's for sure.
It really is. You never know what's gonna. You might think you know what's gonna happen any given week. You don't. You don't. You're not Nostradamus. You are not him. But you know who are them? The Rebellion. You know who is him? Polar. You know who is him? Pipe Shot Gogan. You know who is him? Whoever was the third playing in that game. I don't know if it was Triple C. I don't know if it was whoever it was. I'll be honest. I was in that lobby for about 5 seconds. I didn't get a good look at the lineup. But my God. And speaking of, you know who else is him? Kristen the Plumber. Hopefully we can get into some interviews soon, but just my God, what a week of SGL. This is just like, I have no words. I'm genuinely lost for words.
And you know what? Let's dive into the interview right away because we have Saikugo coming in for BNG Old Timers. Saikugo, welcome on in.
Yo, I'm back. Yaka, yeah. What's up, baby?
Hey, yo, what's good?
Big Wheezy, how we feeling?
Feeling good. How about you?
We're great, man. You know, pretty self-explanatory after a 3-0 dub. How we're feeling? We're having fun.
I mean,
Alright,
y'all
what's
look
going on
like
in
you were
that game
having
three,
fun out
man? I
there.
mean, that last equalizing goal from Big Dogs. You gotta walk us through that. What happened there?
I have a theory.
Nah,
I want to see if
I
my
plead
theory
the
was
fifth.
right.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
No, I want to see if my theory was right. You
What's
got
your
to walk
theory?
us through.
Yeah, what's your
Now
theory?
you say first.
Yeah, so our sub was in the stream and he mentioned about you guys talking about an overtime game, how you wanted to see one. And then he threw it into our chat and we're like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's try to get Pablo that goal, man. Let's try to get him on the board. So trying to buy us some more time. We messed up because we kind of let them score very, very quickly. But no, I mean, we do want to say with all due respect, that wasn't to discredit their talent or anything on that side. We just wanted to leave the net open for try to play a little longer, try to get our boy on the board. That was pretty much it.
Absolutely. I had a theory. You know what my theory was?
Let me know.
My theory was that you guys were aura farming. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can put the ball in. We know we're gonna win anyways. It's like, it's like when you call ISO and then you say let him shoot. That's basically what I was.
I mean, look, we're all competitive. The four of us on the BNG old timers, we've all played sports. We understand how anything can happen. It was definitely not like, oh, let's just let them do it. We're gonna win anyway. But it was more like let's put ourselves, let's back us down a little bit, and then let's try to clutch up. But ultimately, it was try to get our boy on the board. Shout out Big Pobs.
Absolutely. I mean, he played his part, especially with the
yo.
on
You
that
seen
goal.
Yeah, you seen those demos,
Yeah.
man. Come on now, he's been working.
He was putting in the work on EM, and he was definitely doing his part.
He does those things that don't come out on the stat sheet,
Yeah. I got a question regarding Christian the Plumber. Just
Go.
My God.
MVP.
What were you guys thinking after game one? This dude puts up like 700 points. What's the strat? Is it just feed him or what is it?
Definitely just feed him. There was a comment made between our team last week that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him. I had a conversation with him. I'm like, bro, you know what you're capable of. Just do what you gotta do. Ball out. He's like, all right, say less. So he didn't put up the 10 that we wanted him to put up, but he did his thing, put up numbers.
Heck yeah. He put up numbers all right. Golly.
It's MVP of this league right now.
I don't know about.
I'm calling it right now. MVP. There it is. The plumber.
Speaking of people whose names start with P, there might be another P name who's in contention for MVP in this league. It's not Palace, by the way. It is Povertime Saint.
Povertime Saint. That's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to him, man.
Also,
we were in the public chat right now, just having some laughs. That's the guy.
He's the GOAT. Another guy who's in I would argue in contention for MVP in this league is another guy whose name starts with a P, and he plays on a team. His name is Pasai Kugo. I think he put up a great performance.
Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, man. Sometimes the solo gameplays gotta stop, and we just gotta let somebody else shine. And well, we know what we have, we know who we have, and we're just gonna not necessarily stat pad, but we're gonna try to get the plumber the ball more often than not.
And on that note, I did want to highlight the team play that you guys have had, because it's honestly some of the best team play I've seen from your team in the past few seasons. I can remember back in the day in season 6 when Silent would be in your team and he'd basically be running the show. I'd argue your team right now has more teamwork than that team from back in seasons 5 and 6. So how do you guys do it? Do you guys play together quite a bit and get accustomed to each other, or is this just natural?
Who did you mention last time from season 6?
Silent.
No, that name does not ring a bell.
Fair.
I'm not.
Anyways.
No, you're not wrong though. I mean, there was somebody trying to run the show. We're just not gonna name him right now. But at the end of the day, it's all natural. We have been playing for years and years and years together. you know, we're still pretty much a brand new team. We kind of just got together not too long ago, maybe a month ago. We don't practice as often as we would like to, but you know, we kind of let that chemistry just ride us out, and we kind of let it there. And then in time, we do we start learning our play styles a little more. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just natural. You know, we all know we're calming here and there, not as much as my past teams have used to, but like I said, we know, you know, everyone speaks about what they want to do, what they can do, and we just it's all about the trust right there at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I really think it comes down to, you know, I think Pablo said it himself best in the chat right now. I think you guys have a great motto on your team that is hashtag lay in the pipe.
Lay the pipe, man.
And I mean, yeah, that really sums it up. I think
Laying the pipe. I guess so, man. We're gonna run that.
yeah.
Love it.
Speaking of Pablo, I do have a question about like the rotational. Like Squizzball was playing a game when he was absolutely balling out, and then you had kept Pablo in for games 2 and 3. Was that intentional? Like, did you want Pablo to get more minutes overall, or was Squizzball just not around?
You know, I wanted to sit out for Squizzball. You know, I you know, like I said, we played a lot of sports, and I've always been the one person that's like, I'm not gonna get, you know, hurt over the fact if I'm not having any playing time if the team is succeeding. Squizzball, you know, he embodies that as well. Yeah, obviously everyone wants to play. Unfortunately, it's not chaos mode 4v4, but it is what it is. And you know, he's happy for Pablo. You know, he's letting Pablo play in his spot, and he's letting Pablo play in his spot. And I was trying to get him on. I was trying to get him on game 3, and he was like, "Nope, y'all run it, y'all got it." And we're like, "All right, cool." But it's just a testament on his attitude and his mentality. It's like if the team succeeds, it doesn't matter who's on the field.
Hey, I really admire that. I'm glad that, you know, Squizzball is stepping up and also, you know, giving other players more time. Like, that's pretty awesome to hear about.
Shout out my boy Squizzball, man. That guy's a GOAT. Best name in the league.
On God.
There are a bunch of good names to me, bro. Squizzball is one of the best names for sure. With that said, Sorry?
I was just gonna say I got one more question. For
Yeah, I
you.
was
It's
about
not
to say,
really a
I'm
question.
done, so you could go ahead, David.
It's not really much of a question, but talk your talk. The floor is yours. Shout out whoever you want. Say whatever you want, as long as it's not slurs or nothing like that. Yeah.
I got you, man. Nah, shout out the boys, man. They're nasty. Shout out the big dogs. You know, they put up a fight. Fortunately, the results didn't go their way, but you know, that's what we're going. That's our mentality every game. We're trying to 3-0 everybody we can. Luckily, it's been like that the last 2 weeks, but you know, shout out, and I do this every time I'm here, man. Shout out you guys, man, commentating, doing what you got to do. It's not easy. Shout out the league. Shout out everybody that's participating in the league, man. This league is great. We're back. We're happy to be back.
Much love. We appreciate you, Saikuga, and congratulations on a great win tonight.
Come on now. All right, appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Catch you next week, man. Peace.
All right.
So now, oh my God, I almost left the chat. Now, it's time for the man himself, the myth, the legend, and the boy, Overtime Saint. Welcome.
Yo.
Oh my God, that was perfect timing. What's
I know.
good?
What's
How's it
good?
going?
I mean, we're doing pretty well there, man. Hey, yo, still though, shout out to Psychago. You know, he's a real one. Actually, fun fact, right? I was actually having a little mini interview with him and everything, and he actually low-key told me the secrets behind his game. So yeah, we figured out his secrets. So we're hoping to implement that maybe the next game or two. But yeah, I mean, the game didn't go how we wanted, but you know, that's just how it is. You know, we can't all be the champions at the same time. Sometimes some people just have to take the loss, and that was just us this turn. You know. Sometimes you're the one sleeping, sometimes you're the one getting swept. It's like you can't really play a clean game without getting cleaned yourself. I mean, what can I say? But I mean, it's just how it is. Initially, right, we were all just training, just the idea of having Sky being the main piece. Then what happens? During the video call, we heard some voices coming in. Next thing you know, he's gone, and I get some text message in some language I don't understand saying $5,000 or else you guys are cooked. Don't know who that is. But funny enough, I don't know why, but Palaces was oddly near him during that event. But enough of that. So without Sky,
Who was?
you don't need to know. You know where you are. You're a little bit too close to me, if anything. I can actually see you outside my window. But thank you for at least giving me this time. Before you.
I got
taking
you.
me. But
Before you get whacked.
shit, bro. I didn't even know you were from the fucking my bad, for the Austin Mafia. But it's just how it is, man. Sometimes your player's out to do amazing. Next thing, he's just sent to Austin or whatever, going to getting himself some Round Rock donuts or whatever. Shout out to them.
Oh God! Shout out Round Rock Donuts, best donuts in the world.
Amen to that one, honestly, for real. Real sees real. But so we were like, so we just had Pones, me, Blitz, and David. So you're like, guys, literally our main facilitator goals is gone. We're probably going to get piped. I mean, that's just how Black and Gold works. So we got piped, and that's fine by me. We can't really do anything about it. It happens, Sometimes you're the one getting piped, and sometimes you're still getting piped. But can we talk about them fucking amazing? Like, goddamn, seriously. It's like, boom, boom, fucking slide it to the center, scores, wow, and then just blows up like half of the other squad for the fun of it. I mean,
Absolutely.
What can I say?
I mean, speaking of pipes, shout out Pipe Shot Gogan in chat.
Yeah, Pipe
right
Shot
there.
Gogan. I need to ask Christian, does he prefer like brass or PVC personally? I wonder. I feel like he's more of a PVC kind of guy, if you ask me.
We're gonna need Christian the Plumber in here after next week's game. But
yeah, we need
I did like what you said earlier about sometimes you clean them, sometimes you're the one getting cleaned. I really feel like that's a motto that I live by in my life, and sometimes people call me weird for it. So, I'm glad I'm not the only one that has that sentiment. Back to the game, you guys made a couple subs. I guess tell me what was the thought process, because my God, the shift from game 1 to game 2 to game 3, I mean, it was just it looked like a completely different team.
Well, I think it was just the first guy let his pipe for a little. I mean, Psycho. I mean, you recognize it. He's probably seen a couple tapes of Christian. Honestly, what can I say? But yeah, no. I guess the first game we were caught off guard. So it just happens. We just didn't know their game. Well, guess what? We know their game. Low-key, I don't know what they mean by old-timers. These people been moving like their knees are still oiled up, ready to go. No creaking, no back breaking. These guys are a well-oiled machine.
I mean, they broke you guys' back. Respectfully.
I mean, next to that lovely mountain. No, how it's just how it is. But what was I gonna say? But no, next second game, we were like, yo, we need to lock in. So what happened? Ponce locked in. Blitz locked in. Saint frauded. So honestly, that game we can blame Saint for frauding low-key. Honestly, Ponce did his best. He was low-key carrying that match, but Saint, come on now. You're frauding your way on this one. But it's just how it is. Last game, I think we're more or less became familiar with their game. It's just how it is. They'll just hoof they're like crossing FC if you are to ask me. So they just cross the ball, smash it in. But you know what we did? We smashed them back, and we smashed them good. It's just how it is. If it's just the proper. If someone's gonna smash you, you gotta at least smash them back. You just can't let them get away with it. Personally.
Right. I was like, you guys struck first in that game, so technically they smashed you back.
That never happened. I'd like to see the clip if that ever happened. Honestly, I like to say that. Come on, man. This is not the kind of sport we should be making up these rumors. Kind of inappropriate, if you ask me. I'm not gonna lie. With this kind of stuff is why the game.
I love how he says rumors when we saw it happen.
Never happened. Okay, look.
Didn't you score the first goal?
Me scoring? Come on now. Come on now. Me scoring.
Nah, you gotta have confidence in yourself, bro.
Me scoring.
It was Ponzi who got the first goal.
It was Ponzi? Okay. All right, you got away with this one. But I do have one more question for you. And it's not the shout out question yet because we're not there yet. Looking into next week, what are you guys' thoughts, I guess, going forward in the season? How are you guys feeling?
I'll be honest with you. No clue. I don't
You
think
got
we're ever really
Steel
talking
Army.
about. I mean, well, we're hoping we don't get relegated to. I'm just kidding. No, we never really talk about really how we are, like how we feel. I guess with this team is more like game by game more than anything. Um, yeah, yeah, we just don't know. No, we just have no clue. I mean, personally, if you were to ask me, we're hoping for a mid-table finish, and we could just, improve upon ourselves. But
Absolutely.
but
I think
if
that's
we
very
can't,
admirable.
but if we can't, then it's fine. And then I'll like hopefully, if it's not this season, then next season or something, we'll get on it. This team is still growing. We just need to build our chemistry. I don't want to sound too old, but we're like a bunch of red links. Back in my day, they were red links. At the moment, we got to get them to a green at least. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
The only thing is you just gotta know is just know our roles, know when to hit it, know when to smash it, know when to bang it, and know how to go about it. As we know that, well, guess what? We pretty much won the league. But until then, we'll just abide by. We'll get swept a little, but yeah. Also, on a side note, Palace, Sky's mom just called me and said she's worried. Can you please bring him back? Can you at least go put it down to 3,000?
We do not care. I have one more thing to say. It's your time. Say whatever you want, as long as it's not slurs. Shout out who you want. Give credit. Talk yo trash.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your time.
All right,
Overtime.
Overtime. Shout out to Bombilo Crocodilo. Better than Chalala. Honestly, like seriously, come on now. Like, what would a shark wearing shoes got against a crocodile like bomber plane? Like, they got no chance. So like, shout out to Italy for that. Honestly, big culture impact. I cannot believe Italy is actually being relevant in the Big 2-5. I thought we left them behind after they can't even get in the World Cup. So actually,
Shout
we're
out
going
to El Salvador.
shout out to El Salvador. Let's see what else. What else are we shouting out? I love that. What else? We're gonna shout out the kinetic energy. 1/2 MV squared. It's just been without it, we couldn't even do anything.
It's crazy. Bro's doing test review for his physics test in the morning, like live
You know
on
how
air. I've never
well,
seen anything like that before.
just how it is. Let's see. You know what? Let's shout out. We need to shout out someone who needed it for a long time.
Isaac Newton.
Isaac
Sorry,
Newton, bro.
this is your time. Sorry.
No. You know what? Let me see. Shout out my favorite two cartoon characters, like or characters in general. Peach and Goma. It's a beautiful white cat, gray cat couple. They always
Absolutely.
I love them. They're absolutely adorable. I like to send anytime the person posts a new one, I just send it to my girlfriend and all. I have all their merch. I got plushies. I got figures. I got fucking cards. My bad for all the swearing. What else? Photo cards. What else? What's the last thing I'm gonna shout out? You know what? I want to shout out one more thing. Shout out to my coach again, Teresa. Low key, then telling me I've been a fraud and I just gotta lock in. And anytime I do lock in, I'm actually pretty good. So shout out to them and shout out to World Peace. No one really shouts them out. I'm just like, I'm solid there kind of guy personally, but shout out to you, pals. Yeah, there we go.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Overtime Saint, for your time. We appreciate you, and we hope you have a good rest of the night.
All right, you too. Don't worry, I'll tuck you into you guys as well. Bye bye.
Good night.
Yes, sir. What a surprise. Overtime Saint going overtime. What a surprise.
I
No, I'm
was about
kidding.
to say, yeah. I mean, if we have a late night stream, we might need to cap this in all honesty, just to make sure we don't stay up too late. But
You are Eastern time. That sounds like a personal problem. Shout out to anybody who's not in a time zone that stinks. Central, onward. Central, westward. Central, mountain, Pacific, Aleutian, Hawaiian, wherever you are, shout out to you. Eastern time stinks, baby.
well, you know what? If we take a look at the standings right now, it is the Eastern Time Zone team in the championship that's at the top of the table. It's Steel Army, of course.
Yeah, but if we look in the Premier,
Go on.
there ain't an Eastern time team all the way up until the bottom half of the table. To be fair, there's only one of them in the entire league, but still, the one that has all Eastern Time players. All right, why is Mountain Time getting slandered? What's going on, you guys?
Anyways, reviewing the league table, because week 3 is done, folks. We have, starting with the championship, Steel Army at the top, followed by BNG Old Timers and EC Defiance, only 3 points away. Steel Army are looking like an unstoppable force. They seriously need a team to get a loss on them, and if that happens, then that league is going to get very, very close. But look at the effort that's being put up by BNG Old Timers and EC Defiance. 3 points away. They're still in it. And Los Verdes, you guys getting 2 points against that Steel Army team means that you guys are basically in for a shout at the title, you know? And if you guys could get some more wins racked up, you know, who knows? It could be a 4-way battle. And I say 4-way for now because EM Big Dogs are kind of falling away. Axe and Rose, congrats to them for getting the first point in SGL. Unfortunately for them, they still have all 3 losses.
And they got us next week, so best of luck to them.
Well, it depends on who you guys field, of course.
Me.
And looking at the Premier...
I'm gonna spoil that right now. It's gonna be me.
Well, there you go. You have 1 player confirmed. And looking at the Premier, folks, KC Cauldron are leading by 2 points, having played 3 games. El Matador, 2 matches played, 2 wins. And then Timbers Army right behind them. That loss was a big loss. Unfortunate for them, because having got swept, their win percentage has also gone down. And they're in 3rd at the moment, having played 3 matches. 1 point ahead of ECRC, a team that is rebounding back after their convincing sweep against EC Eternal. And then you have the Rebellion with a huge sweep of their own, getting back into this as well. And that Premier League is wide open right now, pretty much. The locals and EC Eternal following up. And I'm sure both of those teams are going to step up and get better as well. And that's going to be an absolute bloodbath in the Premier. That's for sure.
100%. I mean, we are in... This is week 3, by the way. Yo. We are in for a hell of a ride this season. Like, this table is already unhinged. El Matador, obviously, with the bye this week. Wait, I'm sorry. Did they have the bye this week, or did they have the bye last week?
No, they got the bye in week 1.
Because KC Cauldron versus El Matador happened this week, and KC Cauldron lost, but they're still at the top of the table because EM has the bye. So with that game at hand, it is going to be very interesting to see, you know, what happens in subsequent games. You know, will they take that spot back, or will KC Cauldron continue their run of form and, you know, try to fend them off for as long as possible? Because it's pretty hard to stop EM. And same with Timbers Army. It's pretty hard to stop Timbers Army unless you're the Rebellion, apparently, because I feel like we haven't, you know, we've given them credit, but have we given them enough credit? Because good Lord, what a result. I'm not going to be over that for the next week. Like, that is unreal.
Well, speaking of next week, we can take a look at the schedule to see what the matches are for week 4 of both leagues. And here we have it, folks. Timbers Army versus El Matador. Woo, boy, that is going to be a barn burner, that's for sure. And then you have EC Eternal versus the Rebellion, and the locals versus Emerald City RC with KC Cauldron on a bye week. And in all honesty, after losing to El Matador, this bye week is not coming at a good time for them, but it is coming at a perfect time for the teams at the lower end of the table. ECRC and the Rebellion, as well as the locals, have a good chance of catching up to KC Cauldron. And the Timbers Army versus El Matador, ooh, that is a top of the table clash, that's for sure.
Yeah, and looking over to the championship, we've got the Black and Gold Old Timers versus EC Defiance. That should be a fun one right there.
That's so good.
Yeah, Axe and Rose SC versus Los Verdes should also be a fun one. Maybe for different reasons, but it will be fun. You might see a bunch of different players in that one. We'll see. And Steel Army versus EM Big Dogs. Can they take that bit of momentum that they had in that last game against BNG Old Timers and apply it against Steel Army, or will Steel Army just prove too strong? We will find out next week, but that is going to do it for week 3 of the SGL season 9. I just want to thank everybody who's been in chat. Oh my god, did we end the predictions?
Oh, I forgot. Thank you, Saikugo. Totally forgot about that. Now, here's the thing. EM Big Dogs didn't get a single prediction in their favor, so these points that are coming out, I mean, you're just getting them back. You're not really getting anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is not plus 110. It's not minus 110. You guys didn't get shit.
Yeah, there's no chance of getting free channel points. Twitch does not have any concept like that. You only get the channel points if someone else puts them that at stake on the other side. And I just want to highlight this real quick. I mean, this is why I don't tend to do predictions too much, because 1, not too many people do it, and 2, it's often very one-sided. So, I like to
I mean,
save
it
for
depends. We can
occasions
do
where
it
we have-
next week for EM versus Timbers Army. That one's, I can tell you right now, that one's going to be 50-50.
Oh, I agree, yeah. And I think that might be one where we should be setting up these predictions for sure. As well as EC Defies versus BNG Old Timers. I think that's going to be a fun one too, for sure.
For sure.
Right, well, that about wraps it up for us, folks. Thank you all so much. We have wrapped up week 3 on a Thursday. That's incredible. So you guys have the weekend to go enjoy yourselves, touch grass, and have a good time. Baseball season's back. Go out and watch some baseball if you want. Football as well, MLS, USL, and so on. Go out and catch your local team. Support local, as I always say. And anything else from you, David, before we wrap it up?
I mean, yeah, that's all I got. Go Rangers. Support local. Shout out Maz. Shout out chat. Shout out SGL. Shout out Palace. Shout out everybody who played tonight. And yeah, you guys have a great weekend because, man, it's looking up from here. So that's going to do it from us. Thank you guys once again, and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
Adios.
Have a good night, y'all. Peace.
Oh, see you.